Hi there, YouTubers. I don't know. This is a subject that's, for some reason, seems to be controversial. I don't get it, but I've seen too many people that have diabetes that just don't care to cure it, just don't care to get rid of it. And it's really sad. All you have to do is just ask your doctor, like, how many people have been cured of diabetes going through you taking these pills or taking these needles? And he'll probably say none. But there's a whole host of people online that have been curing diabetes or reversing diabetes for a long time. And it's not mainstream. That's why you don't hear about it. I had a friend that had diabetes. Now, if you think, personally, I think the reason that people don't try to do anything themselves is because we have become such a lazy society. We really do think, and I've been all over the world. I've seen all kinds of different religions and different people, and like every year I look at things like Christmas and I go, really? Really? Like, we have to just give the kids something for nothing? Like, does that make sense? I think my sister had it right, that what she did was she would give the gifts to the kids, but the good gifts would be from who they are, like from people, like who the person is. Homemade mittens and socks and scarves and stuff like that. Any kind of clothing would come from Santa. But I mean, okay, so you start off as a kid and you're given things for nothing, and then you know what? One day you get a headache and your mom gives you an aspirin, and then one day you get more of you get a damage or something on your body, and somebody gives you a Tylenol, and then so you get another problem, then your doctor gives you antibiotics and painkillers, and so then you get brainwashed into believing that you don't have to do anything. Somebody will just give you a pill to solve your problems, and then you eat whatever you want. You don't exercise, and the next thing you know, somebody's telling you you've got diabetes. And there's a whole chain of events that happens after that. Like once you get told something, and then you start saying to other people that you've got it, and then you start to own it. And once you start to own a disease, then it starts to really set in, and you start to believe you can't get rid of it, and you start to believe, like, and then you're taking the drugs, and the drugs are going to make more symptoms and more problems, and blah, 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 blah. So I've seen people, like a friend that had diabetes and did nothing to get rid of it, and did nothing at all. And the next thing he knew, he had to remove his leg. Well, I can tell you that once you have your leg removed or your eyesight gone, even though you're doing everything they tell you to do, and you don't get to see the doctor's notes, because the doctors know exactly what these pills do to people. And you can go and look that shit up yourself. You just look it up. I heard that rx.com is a really good site to find out everything about your drugs that the doctors won't tell you. So as soon as you lose your leg, boy, life goes downhill. Attitudes change, don't have a will anymore. You just want to finish everything off, like you just don't want to be around anymore. It's really, really sad. My father had diabetes. He refused to live the diabetic life, and he'd eat donuts and he'd drink coffee, and he would just do everything that got him there anyway. So it didn't take him long before his liver and kidneys started shutting down. Next thing you know, you're being called to the hospital, and you get to say your goodbyes. But he doesn't even know why everybody's showing up at the hospital, and then he figures it out, because they're not going to tell him. And because we live in a socialist society, the doctors aren't going to help him, because the doctors said, well, there's only 50-50 chance that any operation that would help him. So see, in a socialist society, the government or the doctors can figure out what they want to spend their money on. And if you're old age and you're collecting a pension and not paying into the system, guess what they choose, right? They choose to keep their money. So he passed away. So then another friend of he was taking needles in his stomach. And I said to him, I said, this stuff is totally reversible. You don't need to ever, take any medication. Like, you can get off of this stuff. You can lose weight. You're going to feel great. Does that mean I have to change my meals? That's what he said to him. Does that mean I can't eat what I like to eat anymore? Like, I really like having a steak every night and potatoes and ice cream at the end. And I don't mind taking needles in my guts. That's what he said. And I said, yes, of course. Yes, you have to change your diet. Your diet got you where you are. Anyway, he's gone. It's a sad thing. But I assure you that when these people are passing away, like my father, they are clinging on to life. And at that point, it's really, really hard to suck it back. Like, you can't. So, I mean, I helped these people best I could, right? I gave them the information. There's a good video out there, like reversing diabetes in 40 days. There's all kinds of people on YouTube, doctors that reverse diabetes all the time. Just fasting and not eating anything but greens is a good way to start. Don't look to me. I'm not a doctor, but if I had diabetes, which is never going to happen because I eat well, I'm not we've been off meat for a long time, and just started up lately doing bacon because of the fasting. So anybody who knows anything about fasting for a long time, you need your proteins and your fat and everything in your body. And after I'm done fasting, after I get to the weight that I want to get to and everything, then I'll switch back to a fruitarian diet and maybe cook some vegetables once in a while, or steam them is the way I like to do it. I don't want to cook anything. You want to keep the nutrients. But anyway, just need to put out this video because I'm so sick of, and more and more of my relatives are getting diabetes, and lo and behold, they keep it a secret, like it's an embarrassment. Can you imagine? Duh. Yeah, it might be embarrassing because they know they put themselves there. But you can take yourself out of it. It's so sad. And if you have diabetes, holy cow. Somebody should be able to go up to you and go like, why do you have diabetes? And you should be able to tell them exactly how your body works and how it came to be that you have diabetes and what diabetes is and what the medication is doing and all the side effects of the medication. You should know everything, and that way you make an informed decision. And don't be going to the mainstream. The doctor ain't going to tell you shit. Nothing. Because they don't know nutrition. They're not going to help you with nothing. If they were going to help you, then they would have told you, you have diabetes, this is what you need to do. No, they don't, because they're bought and paid for by the drug companies, and they're just going to tell you which drug to take. And they're not even going to tell you the side effects of the drug. They're not going to tell you nothing. Oh, it's so sad seeing people that you love pass away. Other people that you love getting diabetes, and then they're shy and they don't want to talk about it or even tell you that they have it, and it just gets crazy, man. It gets crazy. It's crazy. You gotta wake up. Do something. Change your life. Nobody's gonna help you. You have to help yourself. You know? No, nobody that you... None of the professionals out there that you trust, you know, most of them are not going to help you. You need to do the research. Stay away from mainstream. Just do the research and find out what other people have done. Go by testimonials. I love testimonials. My doctor, when I was telling my doctor stuff that I've cured myself of, that doctors told me I couldn't do it, he kept calling it anecdotal evidence. That pissed me off. It's like, seriously? If I was in court right now, it'd be called evidence. So anyway, don't go for anecdotal evidence. Go for testimonials. Listen to what people have done. And then you're going to see correlations. You're going to start seeing, ooh, this is the same thing somebody else said they did. Maybe it works. So what's better, to try something or to die this long, miserable, agonizing death? People, it's not easy. You put yourself there, you have to take yourself out. It's not easy. Yeah, you're going to have some foods you're never going to be able to eat again. Or maybe you can. You know, maybe after you reverse this whole thing and you like ice cream, you can give yourself one ice cream a month. You know, and then do like a hard 12 to 24 hour fast right after you have that ice cream. Really make sure there's no fat building up anywhere like on your liver. Just, you'll get used to it. It'd be like a reward. Anyway, it's just breaking my heart to see all these people that don't need to be dying, that don't need to suffer. I love my grandkids. I think I want to see them grow up. I don't want to... that's why I take care of my health so much. Because it's so much nicer having health. Like, I'm working on my lower back right now. You know, just a year ago, if I was shoveling the driveway, the next day I would be in bed, like, just totally screwed up, like not being able to move. And now I'm exercising. I just did 20 sit-ups. Like, it's insane. And 40 push-ups. No back issues. And when I shovel the driveway, no problem. Like, it's doable. Everything is doable. You just got to stay away from the crappy food and stop listening to the mainstream media. Like, it's totally doable, people. Oh God, I hope you take my advice. Just try something. You know? Before you jump off any meds, though, make sure you get checked out. Make sure your doctor knows. You don't have to tell them what you're doing. Just get your blood checked or whatever it takes and just say, all right, you know, how does it look? Okay, so I can... Or if you're on diabetes, talk to other diabetes patients that have cleared themselves of all that shit, right? Like, personally, if it was me, I'd be doing checks on my fingers and doing all the checks before I take any meds. Like, it would have to be a serious thing for me to take a med. I have to be in a lot of pain before I take a Tylenol, like really bad. You know, but there's so many other avenues you can do to stop pain. There's so many things. Like, everybody's so into just getting into the change. Like, oh, I have pain? Let's stop the pain. Or, oh my, I get dizzy and everything because I eat sugar. Where do I get a pill for that? No, just freaking stop taking the sugar. Oh, Jesus. You know, just stop going for the easy route. I found out that the easy route's what's getting you in trouble. Just take it the hard way. Put some effort into it. You know, so what? Everybody else gets to eat whatever they want. You don't. You know? Christmas just came and went. And for that time at Christmas, I went from being a frutivore to eating what they eat. So I had some turkey, some potatoes, some pies, and everything else. And oh my God, didn't I suffer? My back went right back to the old way. It was like in pain all the time and stiff. And I knew that I can't do that anymore. I just, I just knew I can't do that anymore. If I do, I've got to do a fast right after. What I did was I did a lot of fruits right after. And as soon as I did that, it felt like a new back. It was great. So do what you got to do. Be what you want to do or whatever. But I'll tell you that, like my father selfishly just ate whatever he wanted to eat anyway. It was all about him. But when people pass away, there's people that miss you. Even if you're the most meanest, grumpiest person in the world, there's always somebody who will miss you. And why? Why did it have to happen, right? You have to think about it like you really want. I don't know about the afterlife, but I am a QHHT practitioner, and I have taken a lot of people past the end of their lives and their past lives, and where they enter into heaven, and they do see the effects that they've had on other people, and they do see the good and the bad that they did, and they do see how things could have gone differently. So I don't know if I want to see that if it was me. I am I'm on the road to wellness, from hellness. And if I can get this knee and back all cleared up, I'm going to cry, because so many things in my life that I could have done more of had they not gotten in the way. Even though the military damaged them. But nobody was there to tell me how to fix them. Yes, and chiropractors are not there to help you fix anything. They're there to get their freaking 45 bucks out of your 1 minute visit. And so they adjust you. Well, you know what? You can adjust yourself, right? So you don't need to. Nobody's going to help you. You have to do the research yourself. You fix you. God gave you a body. I don't know if you believe in God or not, but this body that you have is totally able to fix itself. Imagine having a car like that. You can totally fix yourself. But if you keep putting in garbage, it can't fix itself. Like if you're going to build a house, if you build the house yourself or you help the builders build it, when you go to pick up the wood, you're going to check every piece of wood. You're going to try to get the most perfect wood you can. You're going to try to supervise these guys and make sure they build it just as best they can. You're going to have inspectors there to make sure they build it the best that they can. You're going to put everything you can into making sure that house is built right. Well, your body wants to do the same thing. You give it the right stuff, it's going to build it right. If you, let's say, ask me to go pick up the wood, and I don't know anything about wood, I'm going to give you crappy, twisted, knotty wood that's half rotten, and you know what? Your house isn't going to come out that good. Same with the body. So give your body the nutrients that it needs. Help your body make itself stronger by exercise regularly, interval training, and get the oxygen in. Intermittent fast, that gives your body time to heal things. Your body can't do everything at once. While you're sleeping at night, it's healing. I mean, if you eat too late, you're not going to get your digestive system to shut down like it should. But so when you intermittent fasting, let's say you can manage to go 48 hours without eating, that's awesome because you can just let everything heal. Your body doesn't have to give any energy to digestion. It can just heal. You do that once a week and you're going to be laughing. Try to close your windows down of eating. Right now most people eat almost all day long. So you have to help. You have to help your body. Your body can heal. You can do everything. But you have to help. You can't just keep giving it all this crappy food and eat as much and as long as you want. And you're not helping. Learn about shit. Learn about the lymphatic system. You're never going to hear doctors tell you about the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is responsible for almost all diseases. Learn about parasites. Learn about everything. Learn about the right foods to eat. What foods you should be eating for whatever's going wrong with you. Yeah, anyway, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health nutritionist or anything like that. But I am a guy who's been learning as he goes and learning about the body and learning about the food and learning about everything. And I've been curing myself of stuff. And, the doctors told me couldn't be done. And it can be done. And it ain't going to happen overnight. It's not a pill. If it was a pill, it would happen right now, but then you get a shitload of side effects. You'll need more pills for it, then it gives you more side effects, and there's no end to it. But if you want to work on the road to wellness, it's a long road. Really long road. I actually started this road unknowingly over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. And it just takes time. You have to change what you like to eat. You have to change your tastes. You have to learn about juicing, juice fasting. You have to learn about all kinds of things that'll get you there. And it's a long road. But it's doable. And yeah, sometimes you're going to slip up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to forget, oh my God, I'm not supposed to eat that. Your body will tell you. So if your body doesn't tell you, it doesn't mean you can do it. It just means you got away with it the one time. Don't push your luck. Just speaking from my experience. I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to be healthy. I think I've seen too many people go down that road. And I hear too, this is the stupidest comment people make. Oh, you gotta die of something. Okay. Yeah, you do have to die. As sure as you were born, you have to die. But I've never seen, and when I hear people say they died doing what they love. No. Nobody enjoys dying. Dying is easy, but nobody likes it. Like, you never see somebody who has a heart attack going, I really love my job, I love the stress, it doesn't happen that way. They're grabbing their heart and they're hoping that God will come and intervene and save their ass, and it doesn't work that way. So you have to start now. You have to work on it now. And if you're in a family where there's no support, then you have to support yourself. Yeah, you can watch them eat their ice cream and cake. You don't get it. One day you might, but right now you ain't getting it. Leave the room. Whatever you have to do. Hopefully they support you. I find there's a lot of families out there that don't support. I'll give you an idea of support. If my wife decides to go on a certain diet, or I decide to go on a certain diet, we do it together. So we eat the same foods, we have the same meals, the same everything. Makes it so much easier. If we both agree to it, right? And I always tell her, you don't have to do what I'm doing, I'm just doing it, right? And she'll always say, yeah, I want to do it. So that's really cool. I know this is starting to sound like a rant, but I'm just tired of seeing all these people getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and they don't even see the light. And when you tell them about this stuff, they just don't see it. They really think you're the whack job because why would a doctor want to hurt me? Why would a doctor? Okay, how often do you see this doctor? What? Okay, I'll give you an idea. I try not to go to a doctor. I try not to go to a hospital. Definitely try not to go to a hospital. So this doctor I might see once in 1 or 2 years for 10 minutes, if that, is supposed to actually care about me. Then he treats me like he does every other patient with the exact same medication that he's been told to give to people. And then when it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, or it gives me more problems, he'll say, oh, everybody's different. Well, if everybody's different, why does he give everybody the same medication? And if medication is so goddamn good for you, can he sit there in front of me and eat 30 of those right now? No, he can't. And if I'm already healthy and I take your diabetes freaking pills, is that going to make me more healthy? No, it's not. It's going to make me sick. So to me, a pill is like a poison, because that's exactly what a poison does. You eat too much poison, you die. If you eat poison a little bit at a time, you die. You get sick and die. I mean, just it's the same thing. So here's this clown sitting in front of you who doesn't tell you that, oh, you've got this disease and you need to start changing the way you eat. You need to start exercising. Here's a prescription. You're going to do interval training. You're going to freaking eat this. You're going to stop eating this, 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 and this. And I'll see you again every week. And we'll take your weight and we'll check you out and make sure you are eating all the stuff I've told you. And you know that would never ever happen because he can't make money from that. So it's up to you. It just blows me away how people can trust these guys. They're the best thing. Like if you get in a car accident, your arm's hanging off by the skin, they're the best people to have around. But that's a whole different breed of doctors. You know, they got into the medical profession because they really seriously wanted to help people. Like they really wanted to do surgery to connect those arms. Now don't get them mixed up with the surgeons that get money from people removing body parts. Seriously. You know? It's incredible. That's what they do. And they'll convince you need that body part to go, or that body part's just an extra piece God put there as left over from evolution or all this crap. Okay, so if you buy into that shit, and then 10 years later you've got some new disease you never even thought you'd get, and then you find out, oh well, you know what? If you had your appendix, and that wouldn't have happened because this is what the appendix does. And then you go, oh, the doctor told me I didn't need it. Well, you know what? You found out you needed it. Well, how much did the doctor know about you? And did he make money off the operation? So to me, it's just hard to trust somebody that doesn't know you. You know you. Start listening to your body. And you're not going to be able to hear your body talking to you if you got medications flowing through your bloodstream. That's like alcohol, caffeine, anything that stops you from thinking straight and listening to your nervous system talking to you. You just have to clear all that out. You know, just start with the diet. Find a naturopath type of doctors. Find people that are going to really care. You know, that aren't getting money for selling you something like a drug. So, you know, it's like going to health food store for health advice. They're going to sell you whatever supplements they can. In the end, it's about the food. It's all about the food. You decide what you put in your mouth. You decide how much you put in your mouth. You decide everything that goes in your mouth. You decide how much you chew it, how much nutrition you get out of it. You know? If I take a carrot and I just bite off a chunk and swallow it, bite off a chunk and swallow it, how much nutrients do you think I'm going to get? This is not rocket science, you know. The more you chew the carrot between your molars, creating juice, you're getting carrot juice, which is going to go straight into your bloodstream, doesn't need to be digested. The more you chew that carrot, the more surface area that you're going to get when you get the little pieces. It's going to go through your digestive system so much easier. You know, and it's going to get more nutrients off of your carrot. It doesn't take much to think about it all. You chew your food. Put your fork down, chew your food. Don't watch TV. Sit at the dinner table and talk to somebody. My wife and I never have the TV on anymore. We just chat. There's so many things you can talk about. Or just chat. You can even talk about how great the meal is. You know? Like, why didn't we discover this earlier? Wow! This is so good! So good! You know? Another thing I hear from people is like, if I say, you know, you should get off all meat products, like, and just go into as much raw food as you can, or, you know, vegetables, and they go like, well, what can I eat? What can I eat? Just potatoes? It's really sad how programmed we are. You know, if you tell somebody who eats steak and potatoes every night, you know, you should get off of the steak. You should even get off the potatoes. You know, potatoes in moderation, so probably all right. But when you tell them that, they just like look at you like, oh my god, like, what am I gonna eat? Just potatoes? There's so many things that you can have that are so good. You know, I've just discovered the world of squashes. Oh my god. I used to never even taste a squash because my mother didn't make them, so why would I eat that, right? But so many good recipes online. Spaghetti squash. I'll make a video about spaghetti squash if I haven't done it already. I think I have. The easiest thing in the world to make. I take the whole spaghetti squash, put it in a slow cooker, let it cook for a day, cut it so easy to slice open when it's cooked, scoop out the seeds, that's super easy to do. Save the seeds because you can fry them up and you can have yourself some seeds, really good tasty stuff. And then start with a fork, make the spaghetti squash. Heat up some nice organic pasta, sprinkle on the spaghetti. You got yourself a nice meal. You know, that's just one example. Like, there's just so many nice things you can have that you don't have to have meat. Your body's going to thank you. You have no idea how much my wife's life is changing because of no meat, doing cleansing, stuff that's coming out of her is just incredible. These animals don't want to live in her anymore because they're not getting the shit that they like. They're not getting, literally, like they're not getting the crappy food that they like. We're just not doing it anymore. So they're thinking, well, I've got to get out of here. So sad, isn't it? This is the way we've come. Because we're a lazy society. We don't even like to cook anymore. You know, since I've retired, I've been doing the cooking, and I found out this is something that isn't so bad. It's not. I love trying new recipes. I love to make something different all the time. It's really quite interesting. And it takes time, like a couple hours. But now I get it, like why, my mom would be upset if us kids would go, I don't want to eat that, I don't want to try it. I just spent all day on that. There's so many things that you can do to just change your life. You don't have to go down this road, man. You don't have to go down this road. Like, I had a very good paying job, but it was a high stress job, I was working with a lot of bullies and deadlines and everything else, and always trying to raise the bar, and I was starting to get sick every month, and started to become sooner than every month, like 3 days. And now that I'm retired, it's like I've been retired almost a year. I think I've been sick once. Like it just changes you because the stress isn't there. You can focus more on healthy stuff, right? Like at work, you're forced to do you're not forced, but okay. So you're working around a bunch of people. It's coffee break. Oh, aren't you going to go to coffee with them? Aren't they all going to be eating something? Aren't you going to feel like you have to eat something? As soon as you eat something, that spikes your insulin, and you're going to put on weight because you're going to be doing that. You're going to be eating your coffee breaks. You're going to be eating at lunch, another coffee break, then supper, and then you're going to get in the habit of eating all the time. And then as soon as you sit down to watch something on TV to relax, you're going to want to eat something. It's just spike, 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 and then you put on weight no matter what you're eating, and you're going like, what the hell's happening? But if you ever watch any of these survivor shows, like Naked and Afraid and all that, they don't get to eat whenever they want. They're fasting. I've seen some people they fast 20 days. 20 days. They'll be lucky to eat a berry. So it's possible. Nobody dies. They drink a parasite, or they get bit by something, or they fall and hurt themselves. Then they get evacuated out. But the fasting part, nobody dies. So if you were out there surviving, I don't care if you got a gun or whatever. I've seen hunters go out there and not catch anything. I mean, it's just the way it is, right? So that's the healthy way, I think, is to just listen to your body. And learn about your body. Learn about your body. It's your body. Like I said before, if you got diabetes, you should be able to sit down and tell me everything there is to do with diabetes. You should know all about the parts of your body and how everything works, and then even all that drugs and how they work and their side effects and so on. You should know everything. But people don't want to take the time and the effort. And I totally get that. That's a big part of why this world is the way it is. You know, nobody wants to do anything. As long as they go to work, get the money to support their family, come home, be with their kids and their wife, do it all again. You know, the governments can be as crooked as they want, everybody can be as rotten as they want, but don't affect my life. I mean, you know, I used to be terrified of joining the military. And then one day I decided, you know what? Maybe I should try and do my part. And I joined. When you tell other people that you join, like, that's the scariest thing on their minds. Because guess what? You don't get to do that every day. You don't get to go to work, earn the money, come home, be with the kids. And it's not just the military. There's other jobs that you don't get to do that every day. You know? But at least this is something you can do to make yourself better. So I see all kinds of diseases everybody's getting. They just don't need it. Don't need it. It starts here. What you put in your mouth, what you think about. Change your life. Make yourself better. No one else is going to do it for you. Even if you join a group, or, you know, I mean, if you join some sort of fasting group, or you join some sort of health club, or you join some whatever, you still have to motivate yourself. You still have to do it. You still have to show up. You still have to. So do it at home. Anyway, the best of luck to you. I'm just tired of seeing all these relatives and friends and people around me getting sick, and then believing the mainstream media and believing all that crap. I mean, the worst thing a doctor can tell you is that, oh, you have this much time to live because, ta-da, you're now programmed. You can call it witchcraft or whatever you want. You just, all of a sudden, it went in your ear and you believed it, and that's the way it's going to pan out. You know, you have to go in your ear and say, oh, you're wrong. And you start looking. I started my journey to being healthier about 14 years ago when I realized that they said, you know what, everybody's going to have a good chance of having cancer. So I started researching just cancer. How the hell is cancer made? How is it formed? Where does it go? How, blah, 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 blah. And then as I started researching more and more about cancer, I started realizing there's so many people out there that are reversing it without all the three main ones that the mainstream media tells you to do. As you start researching this, you start finding out all these ways, and all these people that have discovered these different ways of reversing cancer, they get kicked out of the country. You know, literally, they lose everything. Like, they get sued to death, and not by their patients. Their patients love them. By the people who are trying to make money off of the non-healthy kind of way of reversing this stuff. They get rid of them. So as you start to figure all that out, then more of your focus goes into other things. And then you start to realize more and more things are going on that you didn't know about. Anyway, I hope this helps. I know this is probably the longest video I've ever made. But I'm really getting tired of everybody getting sick all around me. Nobody wants to help themselves. They just think everything comes in a magic pill. I don't want to work hard. I don't want to have to do anything. You know, but people don't realize that because they didn't want to do anything, that's why they're in the boat they're in now. But you can fix it. I got faith in you. I got faith in me. Bye for now.